What's up, fam? Hope this message finds you all well in good spirits. We are back home from Daytona. Great times. And if you're wondering what happened to the video, made a little mistake for me up. I revealed something I shouldn't have too soon. But that goes to show you, if you guys are watching, as soon as I drop this stuff, you know stuff that maybe you shouldn't know yet. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe and like to our channel. But we're going to talk about today is why Ford chose the Coyote. And you're probably wondering, why is there a missing poster? Big shout out to Ashley. We gave her, for her 10th birthday, I'm humbled, she wanted a signed StangMode poster, so we gave her one right from the garage. So shout out to her. Happy birthday to Ashley.
Thank you, StangMode, for my birthday picture.
But also want to give you guys a plug that April 14th is our first ever racing event, America versus the World, hosting with Mod to Fame. We're going to have a great time. Check it out on onthreesupply.com for tickets. Kids are free. So much fun is going to be had. Racing, merch, food, fun. The main reason that Ford is using the Coyote in all of their racing platforms around the world and in the Mustang is because they care about this motor performing at the highest level, and they want to copy Porsche, the Porsche 911. So what does that mean for us? Much like the Porsche 911 is all over and has so many levels and trims, you're going to see the Mustang from all the way to GTD down to EcoBoost for everybody. And it's going to make this brand and this car and the V8 last for generations to come. Let's talk to Ford and talk about what went into the Coyote and all the good stuff. Let's go. Hey, so we are here in the pits with a GT3 race car. And yes, that is your Coyote that you have in your car. Of course, is bored out to be a 5.4, but we're going to talk to one of the engineers here at Ford to tell us all the questions you may have, and we'll find out what went into this and how it's different from a GTD to a GT3 and the rules and whatnot. What's your name, bro?
So my name is Christian Hertrick. I'm the powertrain manager for Ford Performance Motorsports.
All right, Christian, we got the powertrain manager here. What went into doing a Coyote that's bored out to 5.4? How did we get to that point?
Yeah, so we started this program about 2.5 years ago. So from the get-go, we wanted V8, right? Mustang screams V8. So that's where we started. So displacement is king. So we wanted to get as much displacement as possible. So we bore it out to 94 millimeters, and then we stroke it to 96.5 to get to our 5.4.
Now, what kind of horsepower is this putting out now?
See, that's a loaded question. So it depends on the race series, depends on fuel, BOP, right? So we've got restrictors on here that are itty-bitty, right? So the power output is way less than it can make. So we're very happy with our power numbers.
So the power has to be based off the race restrictions?
Correct. So every race series is different, right? So IMSA will have their power levels.
Got it.
WEC will have their power levels. SRO will have their power levels.
Now, I see this is really deep down in the bay here.
Yep.
Now, is that for aerodynamics, weight?
It's for weight distribution.
Got
so
it.
Something we spent a lot of time on designing is making our engine as shallow as possible, and then it's very important to get it as low and far back. So what you'll see on the back of the engine is all sculpted. You can see the firewall is sculpted, so we can get low and back.
Now, is this just direct injection or direct import?
It's just direct injection. It's just direct injection. So for endurance racing, it's all about reliability. So there's benefits to port injection, there's benefits to direct injection. For our racing needs, we said direct injection, and that removes basically failure modes that you can get with additional hardware.
Okay, and I'll see a couple things. What is going on here with these? Is this all for cooling, for air, or what is going on here?
Yep, so these are just big cooling ducts, right? So we're making massive power, you can see it. You've got your engine radiator and you've got your oil cooler. So all the air for your powertrain cooling comes through and ducted out. So basically the engine bay is sealed off.
Wow. And is this is close to, this is the base of this is the Coyote you get in an S50 Mustang.
100%.
Fourth gen Coyote.
100%.
Wow.
Block casting is the same. Head casting is the same. I'll tell you the valve train. A lot of the valve train is the same. The crankshaft, same forging as what you can buy out of the lot.
That is so impressive that can be done with the production motor, that it can come here to a 24-hour race and do this. My other question is, what kind of transmission are we in this?
So it's an X-Trax transaxle.
Okay, wonderful. Now, with these couplers, like basically, for lack of a better term, suffocating a little bit of the air.
Sure, if you want to zoom in, you can see. So you can see how big your throttles are, right? Yeah. And all your air is coming through this little bit of a restrictor.
So those restrictors, guys, is to actually make this car meet the requirements, because it'd be a cheat code for the requirements of this race. Wow. Now, how do you make sure the car is still happy with having that restriction?
So we spent tons of time on dyno, right? So basically it's all about manifold pressure and temperature. So we've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours mapping the engine.
Wow.
So that we can change the restrictors and the engine doesn't know any better.
That's amazing because, you know, for us garage guys, we put a colder intake and we want a bigger, maybe a ported manifold or something like that. And what's cool to see is that this is happening right here, right now at a race at this level that is happening. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thanks for your questions. I hope you guys enjoy some of the technology that goes into it. But also what you're seeing is this is similar to the stuff you guys have on your car at home. This is like Coyote that he said is bored out. Of course, it's tuned differently, but a lot of the same components, the crank, all that good stuff is what you have in your Mustang at home. And you can see right here, Ford is racing it at a 24-hour at Daytona.
I mean, injectors are production. Ring pack is production. Bearings are production. Obviously, block, valves, seats. Most of the cylinder head is production.
So there's a ton of stuff that's production still on
I'd say
there.
at this point it's 70% production.
Wow. That's
So there's a couple of fancy components, but mainly production.
That's incredible. And then, of course, like you said, the fancy components, weight reduction, carbon fiber, all the aero.
So it's naturally aspirated. So you spend all your time and money in intake and exhaust.
That's beautiful. Because, you know, when you get into turbos and superchargers and all that, it kind of gets so complicated in a way. You're worrying about like internal temps and IATs, and this is just like you said, intake, temps, exhaust. Let's go. And with NA, they love it. You know, send it, keep going. And that's one of the reasons why people were asking me in our comments, like, why doesn't this have the GTD power plant? That's just because of endurance and
superchargers, complexity.
Superchargers, yeah.
We don't need that power.
It's not necessary.
We can't. We're never going to race at 7
Exactly. But what's cool is the consumer can get a GTD and be powerful enough to kill people on the regular racetracks at home. Beautiful. And I see like this is all removable. Like how much weight?
This whole foot, this whole front end comes off. This is all one big piece. And
Wow.
So they can just within 20, 30 seconds get in an accident or you have damage. Pulls it off.
Boom. Oh, so you hit something. Let's take it off. It goes right on.
This whole front end comes off. Lights, everything comes off.
Wow. There you go. It's great. It looks great. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, guys. There you go. There's the GT3 in a nutshell. And like you said, 70% of the components are in here from your production Mustang. The headlights. Take a look. Look at this. Fenders, hood, trunk lid. Cool stuff, guys. We're here at Daytona. Check it out. What an awesome opportunity. Guys, I learned a lot. I'm really impressed. And shout out to Ford for taking a Mustang to a whole crazy new level. I mean, behind me there are Porsches, there are McLarens, there are Aston Martins, and now we have the Mustang GT3 here. What an honor. Let's go Mustang forever, because you know it never ends. Peace.
It goes from this to this in 2 minutes.
as you can see, this also was co-signed in an article by The Drive that yes, Ford is copying Porsche as far as the Mustang being its global sports car. No more GT supercar. It's Mustang today, tomorrow, forever. And I'm so excited about that. It's good for business because we're a Mustang channel, but also it's cool to see that cars like the S650 and the other cars, of course, S550, the Coyote is here to stay, and I feel so good. And we have so much more fun to go with it. Please, guys, we have so much more content to come. Like and subscribe, because you know it never ends. Peace. Man. Back to the cold.